Welcome back everybody once again. It's a beautiful day here at Fuji International Speedway. Better conditions than we had last week at Red Bull. There is no rain this time, so that was one thing the drivers were looking forward to. We have a couple people that weren't in last week's race, and a couple people that were in last week's race have no-showed. So once again, we should have a pretty interesting race going on. We'll go ahead and go down the list. In first place, we have MRC G8 GT driver in the AMG. Second place, we have MRC Seawinkle 16 in the Hurricane. Third place, we have V Francisco in the Beetle. Fourth place, we have Spider Team in the Mazda Atenza. Fifth place, we have J-Rod in the AMG. Sixth place, we have Joey in the Honda NSX. Seventh place, we have NLR Venom in the Viper. And bringing up the rear, we have Presidio in the Beetle as well. Getting started, we'll wait for the green flag to drop on this 30-minute race, roughly adding up to about 20 laps for each of the drivers. Be interesting to see what kind of strategies that these drivers pull as we start. First and second looking to pull themselves away from the pack going into turn number 1. Everybody trying to find their mark. A little bit of a battle going on between Spider and Joey. And there goes Presidio into turn number 3, putting it all the way in the dirt. That's going to cost him if he's not going to be able to recover quick enough. Definitely put some distance between himself and 7th place. First and second now pulling away. J-Rod looking to make up that gap. Venom picking up a little bit of a penalty there for corner cutting. See if he tries to burn that off in these slow curves. Francisco hot on his heels. Putting it a bit too sideways. He's going to spin it around, approaching the final curve into the straight. He's going to lose a spot to Joey. Presidio looking like he's having a bit of a hard time trying to catch up to the rest of the pack. Coming across the finish line. First has got a little bit of a distance between second. The AMG definitely has it when it comes to the straights on this track. J-Rod still looking to close the gap, but now has Venom tagging along behind him. Winkle putting the pressure on to G8 there, waiting for that slightest moment of slip up he can use to make the pass. Venom still retaining that penalty. These drivers can burn off their penalty wherever they feel necessary, as long as they remove themselves from the line. But on a track like this, in these kind of corners, it's you could burn off a penalty relatively quickly if you play your cards right. Looks like he's going to hold on to it just a bit longer, going into lap number 3, not wanting to lose any time between himself and 3rd place. Spider Team having a bit of trouble coming around the last corner, trying to catch up with that Beetle. Venom now putting the pressure on to J-Rod for that 3rd place spot coming into turn number 3. slowly losing that penalty. He does not want to back down. Putting it into the dirt there. Going into the final corner as he's finally able to burn off the rest of his penalty. Coming into the straight now, J-Rod's going to look to use the power of that AMG to try to put some ground between himself and Venom. Unfortunately, both of these cars are fairly evenly matched when it comes to the straights. So Venom's going to stay with him all the way down across the line going into lap number 4. Spider team making great time onto Francisco. Might be looking for the pass here in turn number 1. Vasco with 0.2 of a second penalty. Now putting it into the dirt, coming around the final corners. Still not backing down. He wants that 3rd place spot. Spider perhaps looking to make his move in these final corners before the straight. Francisco able to outmaneuver him. That's going to keep him at bay going into lap number 5. Miscalculation there put him into the dirt. He's going to lose a little bit of time for that. Playing it safe this time. He's going to stick behind Francisco into turn number 1. Overshooting it, he's going to take the turn wide and unable to recover. He's going to lose all his time and momentum gained on 6th place. That leaves Francisco with the door wide open to battle it out and try to catch up with the 5th. Venom's still waiting for the opportunity. One slip up is all he's looking for that 3rd place spot. Quite the gap between 5th place and 4th place. We'll see if he tries to make up that time coming into the 1st corner. Francisco pulls out for a pit. It's going to take some pressure off of 5th. He's able to work on making up that lost time. Less than a second's gap between these two drivers. gap between second, third, and fourth relatively even at this point, coming into the straight for lap number 7. Well, it looks like first as well. Able to carry out that speed coming into turn number 1. That's going to help him try to catch up for second place going into turn number 3. The AMG able to hold that speed into these corners unlike the Hurricane. That's definitely going to help him out. Francisco looking to make the pass on the Spider. Spider's going to go wide. That's going to allow Francisco to take the inside line to make the pass. Spider refusing to be left into the dirt. He's going to have that time to catch up as Francisco swings it a bit too wide. Approaching the final curves for lap number 7. We'll see which one of these two cars is able to outmaneuver the other. Both drivers able to flawlessly get through there. Coming into lap number 8. Gr3 making up plenty of time on the second place now. Winkle starting to feel the heat on him. Putting it a bit sideways, coming up to the start-finish straight. Gr3 now trying to use his drive. Might go for the pass into turn number 1. Looks like he might hold off on that. Three-way battle going on now between Spider, Venom, and it looks to be Joey. For that 5th place position. Spider going to swing it a bit too wide. Venom's going to use that opportunity to try to make the pass. And he seals it into the inside line. Joey waiting for his moment to do the same. It looks like Spider's going to peel off to go into the pits. Sometimes you don't even have to make a move at all, you just have to play it safe. Wait for the other driver to pull off, and it's practically a free position. G8 still sitting comfortably in that first place spot. Quite the distance between first and second, so he doesn't really have much to worry about. Second place looks like he's struggling to get around the final curve. Trying not to put it sideways. Looks like first and second have both gone into pit. J-Rod is going to look to use that advantage to make up some lost time if he doesn't pit himself. And it looks like he's going for it. First has now come out of the pit. Second's still waiting, and he is out as well. J-Rod able to make up a lot of time. We're now past the 30-minute mark, or I'm sorry, the 15-minute mark of the race. J-Rod looking to chase down that second place spot. Jump back Joey, putting the same amount of pressure onto Venom. Trying to take that fourth place position. Approaching the final curves of lap 11. The NSX is nimble enough to make up some time between himself and fourth place in this spot on the track. Fortunately though, it doesn't have the top speed, so Venom will be able to fly down the start-finish straight going into lap number 12. Joey losing all that time that he's made up. Coming into turn number 1. Francisco flying to try to catch up to these drivers. I believe he had an issue at the start of the race by choosing the wrong compounds for the tires. Usually he's the driver that stays towards the front of the pack, but it just goes to show how one mistake can cost you dearly when it comes to the race time. Coming into turn number 6, he's made up quite a bit of time on the 5th place. Right on his tail. approaching the final corner, going into lap 13. A little bit loose coming around the corner, but he's not going to lose any time on that. Coming into turn number 1, Joey's going to overcalculate it, put his front tires in the dirt, almost spin it around. That's going to allow Francisco to make the pass, putting him in 5th spot, pushing Joey back. Quite the corner cut there from Joey. Looks like he's going to receive a massive 2-second penalty. I'm looking to catch back up to 3rd place. Quite the distance in front and behind for him. That'll leave him time to focus on catching up now versus driving defensively. So he's going to overshoot it, come off the track as we approach the final turn going into lap 14. He's going to pick up almost half a second penalty for leaving the track. Francisco flying down the straight, looking to catch up to Venom. Battle of the Beetles coming out of turn number 1. Fortunately though, Presidio is a lap down. That's going to put him as coach. Both of these cars are new for either of those drivers. They may not have a good feel for them. Francisco swinging it a bit too wide in turn number 6, coming into the final curves. He's going to receive a half a second penalty for that. This track is definitely unforgiving, as the stewards will give you a penalty for just about anything when it comes to this track, especially if the drivers don't learn how to handle it. Francisco goes into the pits. J-Rod now in 2nd place after Winkle goes in for a pit. Looks like he's sitting comfortably. 3rd place still with quite the gap behind him. Francisco now able to catch up to 4th place, coming out of the pits. Going to try to make a move here on Venom now, coming into the sharp left-hander. He's going to put it into the dirt. That's going to make him go a bit sideways. Give Venom a little bit of time to slip away. But Francisco able to quickly make up that time. Coming out of turn number 6 into the final curves. Francisco holding back. Gonna try to go for it. Side by side now as we approach the final corner. Venom with the inside line. That's going to allow him to slip past as Francisco has it coming out of the final turn. That's going to put them side by side going into lap 16. Francisco looking to use some of that slip from the Viper. He knows it has him on the straights. Coming into turn number 1, Francisco is going to have the inside line. Venom with the exit. He's going to have the speed to keep himself in 4th place. Coming into turn number 3 now. Francisco picking up a bit more time on his penalty. Five minutes to go here at Fuji. Coming out of turn number 6 now. Francisco still hot on Venom's heels. Coming a bit sideways into the final curves. And around to the final turn into the straight for the start finish. Looks like there is a yellow flag. That's going to be Presidio. Venom looking to use the power from that Viper to put some distance between himself and Francisco. Francisco not having it, he's going to stay right where he's at. Using the draft from the Viper. Perhaps looking to make a move. Venom's going to play a bit defensive coming into turn number 1. Francisco has the inside line. Both of these drivers are going to overshoot it, putting them both in the dirt, coming side by side now into turn number 3 for lap 17. Francisco once again with the inside line. He's going to have it for the exit, slipping past Venom. Venom looking to make up that time, overcorrects or overshoots. That's going to put him into the dirt twice, giving Francisco the time he needs to try to slip past. It's like he's burned a second from that 1.2 second penalty. That's going to leave him with 2/10. That's something that can be easily lost, especially in the part of the track that he is now. There you can see he's down to 1/10 of a second. Coming into the start-finish straight for lap 17. Francisco slowly pulling away from Venom now. Quite the battle. 2-lap battle. It's not something you see every day. Fantastic driving from both of these drivers. We have a yellow flag as it looks like Presidio has withdrawn from the race. He's still going to receive last place points as he did race over half of the race. That's one thing we encourage these drivers to do, is not exit the race. You'll still be able to receive the points for it. Joey there with not a care in the world. Quite the gap behind him and in front of him. He's sitting comfortably in 6th now. J-Rod with quite the gap between himself and 2nd place. Gonna try to catch up with him. Vasco has already caught up. Still with the 1/10 of a second penalty. Looking to do all he can to try to climb his way up the ranks before the race finishes. Down to the half a minute marker now. This is going to be the last lap for these drivers. Gr3 approaching the final curve now. He's held first place for the entire race. It's nobody's surprise that he's able to bring home the checkered flag. Approaching the finish line now. He is going to be the winner for tonight's race. Congratulations to him. Winkle coming around the final curve now into the start-finish straight. He's going to bring home second place. J-Rod there is going to bring up third place. That's going to complete the podium. Francisco for fourth, and Venom for fifth. Joey and Spider Team both finishing a lap down, and with Presidio withdrawing from the race is going to do it for Fuji Group 3 Endurance League. Next week we will be at Nürburgring GP, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I will have to check. Congratulations to these drivers. There were some phenomenal battles, and I hope that we see you all next week.